these days motherhood is quite a lonely affair. I'm still in the eye of the hurricane, trying to work full time, have kids, manage their activities. I say I got slapped in the face a lot by life.
Yes, we are all going through something. Okay, this episode features a dear friend of mine, Maiara, who shares her journey of motherhood while navigating a flourishing career and the complexities of life. I think you're really going to enjoy this and find that it's such a relatable journey that comes with many learnings and also key takeaways that you can apply in your own life when you might feel like you are in the eye of the hurricane. I'll see you inside. Enjoy. Welcome to Resonance, a podcast for ambitious, heart-led humans craving more balance, depth, and aliveness in their lives. I'm your host, Vic, health coach, yoga teacher, facilitator, and fellow high achiever, learning to live in tune with my nervous system, not against it. And this space is here to remind you that you can have it all. The career, the success, the fulfillment, all aligned with your truth. Through honest conversations, expert insights, and practical tools, we'll explore how to work with your body, mind, emotions, and spirit, not against them. And the best part? You don't have to stay stuck in survival mode to get there. Because true well-being is not about being perfect. It's about being in resonance. Let's dive in. Okay, so a quick intro to Mai. We have known each other for a pretty long time, and what is so cool about being able to have facilitated and share this story with you is that I've had this unique experience of knowing Mai before and after her parenthood journey, and I'm so excited for you to listen to her story because what she's sharing, I think so many of the women, the mothers or soon to be mothers, are going to really, really resonate with. You know, Mai shares the true vulnerable realities of what the journey is like that many of us don't actually touch upon, or that, you know, might be kind of only discussed in little whisper secret conversations. And she's been really courageous to just tell it like it is and share her journey and learnings along the way. And she also talks about how she navigated her return to work and how she became a time bender and made that work for herself so that she could be there for her babies. And she also touches on mum guilt. So honestly, there is like so much in there. I think what makes this episode also really unique is that Mai came straight up front and touched on how she's currently kind of in the eye of the hurricane is the kind of metaphor that she used, which I would argue we are all always in the eye of the hurricane. Like we're all dealing with our own hurricanes, but like the fact that, you know, it's the essence of resonance of this podcast, like the raw, the messy, the real, like, because let's embrace it all. Like this is what life is about. And I just really love that we were able to weave that thread through into our conversation. And the other piece that maybe some of you will be able to relate to as well is touching on life as an expat, you know, living in a different country, say to where you grew up or where your family is, and the challenges that come with that and kind of the influence to our identity, our belongingness, our sense of connection and community. So there's so much for you in this episode. Without further ado, dive in, enjoy. I'll see you inside. Mai, thank you so much for being here. I am so happy that you said yes, by the way. I know I tapped you on the shoulder. And yeah, just thank you for your openness to come on and share your story and your life experience. It's really a honor and a privilege to have you here.
No, thank you for the patience waiting for me. As I told you, normally I do things when maybe I shouldn't say that in the book.
You can
Normally I
say
do
whatever you want to say.
normally I do things like life admin when I'm on the red light in the car, taking the kids from here to there. And I was having trouble with the link, which meant that like it just
Yeah,
kept getting postponed because I was
it
like,
just
well,
wasn't happening.
I don't have time to fix it in this red light. It's to be the next.
You know what comes to mind is the Squid Game. Have you watched Squid Game? Is like the red light, green light, red light. Is that like your life right now?
That's that. So anyway, that's my life admin. Normally happens at that
Yeah.
time.
No, of course. And like it is also such a real life application of the fact that, like, my goodness, you are a busy mom and you are working and you are here, like, also trying to do things outside of work, like I'm even so stoked that you are here right now, because I know that we almost had to kind of reschedule again because kids' birthday parties, and it's all a lot, right?
Yeah, it's always a bit of a juggle between, so for example, kids' birthday parties, and then if someone who is having which child, and if you can have both in one place, and then your support network, if that fell off, or like it's just a bit of a
Mm-hmm.
like 24/7 juggle. So thank you for
Mm.
being so accommodating and so kind with my craziness. So it's nice we can do
Yeah,
it.
of course. And it's, as I said, it's an honor and a privilege. And we'll get into a lot of what you've touched on as well. But I guess to kick us off, for people who are listening and don't know you, can you give us a little intro, who you are, where are you from, kind of brief little life story of what you feel comfortable sharing?
Yeah, sure. I am originally from Brazil, so I've lived my whole life there. Um, did uni there. After and then I met my husband there. With who is a Kiwi guy. Um, and then after uni, and after kind of Europe uni exchange where I did get to meet my current husband there as well. I moved to New Zealand, so
Hmm.
came here just after uni. Was going to have to start my life anyway, and then I thought, well, this guy's pretty cool. Um, he asked me if I would like to come here. I was like, cool, let's go try it there and see how we go. So it was quite interesting because I would have never have thought that I would move to the other side of the world and have my life here and have two kids and a dog and a house.
Hmm.
So that
Yes.
that's quite wild if I think back like that.
Hmm.
So anyway, yeah, came to New Zealand just after graduating. um, got a whole different sort of different jobs to kind of just pay the rent and stuff for a while, and then I finally kind of managed to get myself into corporate, which is kind of where I am still at the moment. um, yeah, and I have two kids, one 4-year-old, one 6-year-old, so still school and kindy life. um, I work full time. I took, with the first child, I took about 7 months mat leave. With the second, I took the full year. But apart from that, I've been working full time my whole life.
Mm.
Um, and let's see what else. Yeah, and then that's life, just
Yeah.
day to day, trying to work full time, have kids, manage their activities, and yeah, do all those bits and pieces.
That's it. Yes. And also have some time for yourself and your relationship and family and friends, right? I honestly find that, yourself and so many moms out there is like super mom, right? Because I recently attended this conference and one of the women said, "You never hear the term working dads." And I was like, "Oh, that's that's so interesting. I've never thought of it that way." Because it is quite recent in human history that, as you say, women are such an integral part of the workforce and working full time while also managing the household and raising kids and kind of juggling all the balls, hey?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think as our generation at the moment, we are seeing a big shift with, the figures and the fathers and the
Mm.
dads being a lot more present in the domestic life as well, and doing a lot more at home, of course, and the whole shift of um, the dad doesn't help at home. They are part of the household, and that's
Hmm.
what everyone in the household does. If you are functional adults, uh, but
It's a high bar you set.
but I think there are still things that as mums we kind of take into our responsibility, and all of the mental
Hmm.
load and bits and pieces like that
Hmm.
we still kind of take to ourselves. And I think it's quite common, like talking to other moms as well, that that's something that do happen. But we're lucky that it's shifting, and I'm working hard to to have a household that everyone is equal, and the kids see everyone is equal as well. I have a boy and a girl, so I want them to grow up knowing that everyone does everything at the house, everyone participates. I can build something, I can clean the house, I can cook. Dad can build something, he can clean the house, he can cook. Like just
Yes.
trying to be quite equal on all sides. But
Mm.
yeah, it is quite recent, I guess, that um, the female figure of the family pretty much has to be out there working as well, and like lots of hours and stuff. Which is tricky because life gets really busy, and first thing to fall off the grid is your kind of self-care, right? Because you have
Mm.
the priority of your children, the kind of second priority is work because you need to pay bills.
Mm.
And then when you kind of always trying to catch up with your own well-being and your own kind of just living life and trying not to be too stressed type thing.
Yes, exactly. I mean, my mind keeps going back to that GIF that you always send in WhatsApp of this
That
like
one.
woman trying to like smiling through gritted teeth.
I have another one as well that's a Barbie doll, and she's all like, her hair's all messy and her makeup's all crazy, and she's like, it's all under control.
Oh my gosh, that is so fun. I think that'll be so relatable for so many mums out there and so many women. But I think, yeah, like I'm so grateful that you're here because, I'm not a mom. I'm a dog bestie, but that's like as far as that goes. And yeah, I can still, empathize so much as I observe from the outside. Like honestly, hats off and so much respect to you and every single woman out there who has had her body transformed to literally bring life into this planet. And then a year later, or in some cases like yours, only 7 months later, is like, okay, back to it, I guess, and let me just juggle this and juggle that. And it's like, I don't know how you do it. Like, can you share a little bit of like what that transition was like for you as a um successful career woman that you also still are, but then whose priorities, I guess, and values would have seen a big transformation throughout that journey?
Yeah. Before I get there, I just want
Mm.
to like say one thing, because when you invited me to the podcast, I was like, oh man, like I don't know if I'm the right person for this, because I'm still in the eye of the hurricane. So the kids are still
Yeah.
little, we're still like full on, still
Yes.
kind of like right there. And there's some weeks I managed to, and I have identified that I struggle with stress, and like most people do and stuff.
Hmm.
But I have identified the things that make me improve and like take better care of myself. But some weeks I manage to do it all. Some weeks are train wrecks, and I just feel like I'm breaking. So I'm in
Yes.
the eye of the tiger.
Yes. And thank you so much. Oh, yeah. So keep going.
it is, so like I wasn't sure if it was the right person to kind of, come through on your podcast, because I know it's about, identifying, not about that, but I think comparing to other of your episodes that I've listened, it's about I've been through this journey, I've learned, I've moved on. And I'm like, no, not quite sure
Yeah.
if I have moved on, but we'll get there.
Yeah. And I love that you named that, because I guess like the episodes that have aired so far have some of that story, but also the intention when I brought Resonance to life is to bring in like these real life stories, of people who are in the eye of the hurricane, who are doing the best to hold, their s together. And there's an element of almost transformation within that already, because just through you being aware of it, as you probably hear me always say, like, awareness is the first step, and also speaking about it, that is already your path of like transformation. And the thing is, like, the journey never ends. Like, it might feel like you're really deep in the eye of the hurricane right now, and the thing is, like, with time you will become more resilient and more equipped with your individual tools that work for you in your toolkit, and then you'll be in a different hurricane. And that's like life, we just go from one hurricane to the other.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, but now I'll answer your question. So the whole
Yes.
journey between,
Hmm.
being a working person free of much trouble.
Which is when I
with
met
this,
you, right? Like,
yeah,
yeah, we would just like chill at the office till 7, like whatever. And then yeah, and then I remember the moment you said, "Yeah, I'm pregnant." I'm like, "Oh, she's a different person now."
yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, never see you again. Yeah, so that was an interesting time. I did a little bit of a little search on Google, because I thought um we probably have been through, like, as a family, as a couple, Francis and I, we have been through kind of like some major life changes, and a lot of them in the last 6 or 7 years.
Mm.
So we sold and bought 3 houses, moved, had 2 children. We had a global pandemic. Is someone coming? Sorry, Lily's coming in.
Yay! Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I'm having a work call, okay?
I love that. This is it. This is the really real. It's like, Mommy, why are you working on a Saturday? She doesn't
Yes,
need to know. It's
she's
a
like, we're
little
having
secret.
snacks.
Bless. Oh,
Anyway, yeah, so we had all those things
a lot.
happening, um, yeah, quite recently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, so when we met, we were, working really hard and stuff, and still pushing through. But I could allow myself to, if I had to work later, I would work later. And if I
Mm-hmm.
had to do 3-day conference and do whatever, I could just go, and I didn't have to do any logistics. With like
Mm-hmm.
my home life was just like, I'll pack up and off I go. There's no
Mm-hmm.
kind of trouble. Um, and then yeah, when we had um our first child, it was quite um it was quite a shock for me, to be honest, because I did come from a big family, and I did I had lots of cousins and aunties and stuff. But I think the other effect of that is that all the kind of idea that you have from what family life is with young children is quite superficial, because you don't have to kind of go into the kind of the grunt of it, because it's a big
Mm-hmm.
family. There's a lot of support network, a lot of help
Yes.
and stuff like that. So I don't think I kind of had the full extent of what the whole experience was. And I guess as well, different country. We have Francis's family here, which is, they are fantastic. They are such a great support network and so loving, and yeah, it's just, they're
Mm.
incredible. But it's just his side, so we don't have my side as well. And
Yes.
so there's always juggle to be done and stuff. It's just normal.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, when we had Lewis, it was a big shock for me. Just as an example, in my head, I was
Mhm.
thinking that I was going to have the baby, and 3 months later, I was going to do the warrior challenge with you guys. The what's the name? The
Oh, the Spartan race?
the Spartan.
Oh my God, are you
So in my head, I thought I'm going to have a great labor. It's going to be such fast recovery. Uh, and I'm going to be doing Spartan with these guys in 3 months.
kidding?
So anyway, there was, like there was
Wow.
the psychological side of it, but also the physical side of it, because
Mm.
my first baby was quite a giant little boy.
Yeah, I
He was
remember you got pretty big, and like we can say that, right? Because he was a big boy.
he was a big boy. He was 4.3 kgs, which is about 9 something pounds, like almost 10 pounds. So I got really big, and that comes with your body changing a lot.
Yeah.
And then I had to have a cesarean as well, which just in itself,
Mm.
because it's a major operation, you have 6 weeks that you can't even drive. So, I think
Oh.
that was the first slap in my face.
Bye bye Spartan race. That's not happening.
I was like, bye bye, anything. I can't even drive.
Shit.
I
And
can't even.
with a
We live.
newborn as well, like here you are trying to heal your body and recover, and then there's this like new thing that's dependent on you,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
right?
That's that. And which is like what lots of mums go through as well. And I guess
Mm.
I was just a bit naive. And
Well, you
yeah,
don't know what you don't know.
yeah.
Mm.
We lived in an apartment as well, which had stairs, so that was a challenge at that time, because
Mm.
how am I gonna move up and down with a baby? It was like
Mhm.
I couldn't, so I was like Rapunzel in the top with a baby.
Oh.
So, I think there was the whole physical side of it, and then the
Mm.
psychological side of it, which is um these days motherhood is quite a lonely affair. Like
Mm.
you like I came from a busy life of, you know, work, and we had lots of, fun times with like conferences, and it was a big team, and we were always,
Mm.
in the group, and it was
Yeah.
I
There's always
that was
banter.
my life. And then I
Mm.
found myself for months and months by myself, because
Yeah.
husband was back at work, of course, because everyone needs
Mhm.
to pay bills. Um, and yeah,
Mhm.
and then of course throughout the time I kind of found some groups and found new kind of um, people that I would have time together. But that took a little bit of time to build, of course, until I
Mhm.
realized that. I remember the midwife telling me, she came to my house and I was not in a good state. And she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what did you do? What do you do for work?" And then I explained to her, and she was like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, generally women that have, like a really kind of busy job and a social job and stuff like that really struggle in the first few months, because it's a complete twist on what like on your world, really." So
Mhm.
yeah, so there was a lot. I say I got slapped in the face a lot by life,
Yes.
but
Yes.
good things, I think. Like
Mhm.
learned a lot as well about myself and about life in general, and took a lot more empathy into people. And I think every
Mhm.
parent goes through that thing, like thinking, "Oh my God, I thought when I was a parent I was never ever gonna do this and that, and look, no, look at my
Everything is under control.
like
Yeah,
take a little
perspective.
candy."
Here,
Yeah,
have some TV time.
the
I
TV
just
is
want to
unlimited.
sleep.
I just need to do work.
I just want to shower
Yeah.
by
So
myself.
yeah, yes. So those things. So it
Mhm.
was a big shift, and of
Mhm.
course that does take a bit of an impact on your mental health and stuff. Um, and then Lois was about to turn 7 months, and I returned to work, and my
Mhm.
husband was taking the remainder of the year maternity leave that we have here in New Zealand. Um, we had a trip booked to go to Brazil to see my family as well. My dad came here to meet Lois, but he hasn't met any of the family, no one else from the family. So we had a trip there, and then COVID hit.
Oof.
So we had to cancel all of our plans of traveling, of course. Um,
So COVID
and
hit after or before you went to Brazil?
before, so we had a
So you
trip
had to
booked.
cancel your trip.
We had to cancel,
Oh
yeah, yeah,
no.
yeah. So I was back at work for like a month or so. So
Mm.
had my whole breast pump set up,
Mm-hmm.
done, everything
Yeah.
going, so
Yeah.
organized.
Mm-hmm. You are
And
very
then
organized, yes. I will
try.
pump it this and this time and
Yeah, it was very organized.
yeah.
And yeah, and then COVID hit. We were all working from home and stuff, which
Mm.
was a big change for everyone, and getting used to what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, so then we were kind of navigating COVID and those bits and pieces. Um, and
And at
20,
that point, Francis was still on parental leave or was he back at work? Because I'm just trying to understand if you guys had like daycare or whether.
yes, no, at that point he was on parental leave. So
Okay.
we took the full, you have like 1 year parental leave you can take.
Mm-hmm.
So I say like Lewis took the full 1 year parental leave,
Yeah, good.
like 7 months with me, and the
Mm-hmm.
remainder with Francis.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty good. Um, and then yeah, navigating all that and stuff. And then when Lewis turned 1, I thought if we want another child, we have to have it now, because if we take too long, I'm not gonna do this again.
Yeah, I mean, you've put your body through an intense experience, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like
Mm.
I don't know.
And mentally and physically, as you say.
Yeah, I love. Oh, I of course love my children to bits, and I love feeling them inside of me and the experience in that side. Um, and I feel bad complaining because I didn't have any health issues per se with the pregnancies, but they were just very uncomfortable. And I had,
Mm-hmm.
aside from health issue, I had every other kind of symptom of pregnancy, like of discomfort. I had like the
Uh-huh.
whole list.
Yeah. Are you comfortable naming a few for someone who kind of doesn't, hasn't had
Yeah,
the experience? Yeah.
yeah, morning sickness or full day
Mm-hmm.
sickness,
Oh, goodness.
and lots of reflux and pains
I
everywhere, like
remember you being so sensitive to people heating up food in the fridge, in
smells.
the
Yeah,
microwave. Yeah.
yeah. Remember I used to say the noise of the microwave was starting to give me like
Yeah.
panic, because like I knew I was going to smell something, it was gonna make me feel sick.
Yeah, I remember that.
um, yeah, and like with Lily, with my second pregnancy, I had this um problem at my lower back that I could barely walk, and so I had
Mm.
like a toddler and was pregnant, and I couldn't. It was like a struggle, and I was still working.
My goodness.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't anything health wise, but the pregnancies weren't pleasant for me, and I know lots of people really love it, but for me they weren't nice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so anyway, I was like, I knew we were still going through COVID and stuff, and I was like, but if we want to have another child, it has to be now. otherwise,
Yeah.
otherwise it's not gonna happen. So we
Mm-hmm.
decided to go ahead, and then we had Lily, which was really lovely. But again, still navigating COVID. And that time we sold the apartment we bought a new house. So there was the move, and it was off the plan, so it gets delayed, and all the kind of
Mm-hmm.
bits and pieces. The house getting delayed, and I was close.
Was that the Hobsonville one?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was ready to pop out a baby, and the house wasn't ready, and there was lockdowns looming, and like,
That's right, because we went into lockdown a couple more times.
yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, and in that instance as well, by that time we did have you know daycare and kindy support, which was great. Um, but yeah, so as soon as, like, when Lily was about 3 months old, we had another lockdown as well. All
Mm-hmm.
daycares closed, so I had
Oof.
her really young and my toddler at home, which was a whole, and Francis was working really hard, so he could only do what he could do. So there was another kind of shift in adaptation and stuff. Luckily at that point we had a double stroller that saved my life. I always talk about the double stroller.
Oh my God, yes, the double stroller. Let's
the double
go.
Stroller, man. I was like, when I had to sell it, I almost cried. I was like, the double stroller saved my life.
Oh, bless. And now it gets to sell someone else's life, save someone else's
like,
life.
Yeah, I was like, you guys are gonna love it. I did say to the mom that came to collect it, it was like great. But yeah, we literally got the stroller like I think it was 1 or 2 days before a major lockdown. So, they would just come out of nowhere. So I was like, oh my God, thank God we got this.
Yes. And like, because all you could do was walk as well. And right. And I mean, I hear a lot of mothers talk about the experience of having their second child just being so different because you're kind of course, going through all of the I'm going to name it. I'm going to say hardship because it is hard. It is hard on your body. It is hard on your mind, right? Because I mean, it is kind of a big deal. You're creating life. Like I'd be surprised if it was easy. So all these women like navigating this hardship once again. At the same time, they have a toddler who's also really energetic and demanding love and attention. And so you're like both through pregnancy and I guess also as you're nursing, right? Like I just cannot imagine what that experience has been like for you.
Yeah. So, again, lots of learning, lots of adapting. And I guess even more accentuated like for the kids that are our kids age, quite a lonely experience as well because you're going through all those lockdowns and bubbles and stuff like that. So I think it is not like in this society set up, it is kind of a lonely experience. I think the people that have kids about our kids' age was even more so, which is quite hard because you're learning how to deal with these little humans and what's normal, what's not, what's acceptable, what's not. You're learning to be a parent and you don't have you can't really change or talk to people. So it wasn't easy on my mental health or my health overall in a way.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing that because I can feel the depth of that experience. And as you were sharing your story, you spoke about it being parenthood in itself, motherhood being quite a lonely affair, which, as you say, in these days we live in a very nuclear family paradigm. And then on top of people who have had children around the COVID lockdown period, those kind of 3-4 years, which was the case for you. Like both of your babies are COVID babies.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what they're going to call their generation. Actually, random thought. But anyways,
it might be.
Yeah, it kind of exacerbates that loneliness, and that time was a real time of awakening and shaking a lot of people up, as you say. Yes, a lot of learnings about yourself, about life. And for me, this analogy of rebirth keeps coming to mind because people always say, like, when you get pregnant, when you start a family, like, oh, it's so amazing, you're bringing new life into this world, which it is. And at the same time, like, you are getting reborn.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, quick pause. And let's just take a brief moment to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. How yummy is that? Hey, if mindfulness has ever felt confusing or too hard to start, I created a free online course called Live in Presence, 8 Days of Mindfulness, to help you come back to yourself gently. You can sign up for free using the link in the show notes below at liveandhealth.co or through the link in my bio at liveandhealth. Now, take a deep breath in and we'll gently transition back to the episode.
It's definitely a big shift on how you think, on how you behave, on how you navigate the world. Definitely 100%. Like, yeah, I've seen comments and people putting things on like, oh, I'm putting my motherhood experience on LinkedIn, like with the skills I have developed, because
Yes, yes.
because you do kind of like enhance a whole lot of skills that you didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that anyone's a perfect human being, but you do learn a lot. It's like a really shaking life experience.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yes, I
Yeah,
mean,
and
like as I think back, the best people managers I have seen are mothers.
mm, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I love that. Are you putting your motherhood experience on your LinkedIn profile?
No, I didn't, but I did think about that. My LinkedIn is pretty, there's not much there, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel
But
like that should become a movement. Like, because 50%, I mean, okay, not all 50% choose or can have kids, but like, let's say on average, right? 50% of the workforce is going through this massive experience. And there are so many transferable skills
yeah,
that,
and I would say even for the dads as well, that there is a lot
yes.
of, because like again, at least from our household experience, um, Francis is fully, like we are. I don't know if we can say 50. I think week on week we go 50, 50, 60, 40.
Yeah.
Like
It's
keeps changing.
conscious
But
parenting is what I
yeah,
would name it. Yeah.
he's like we are very equal on the way we do things and stuff. So
Mm.
the parents in general, learn a lot and have to go
Mm-hmm.
through all of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely changed how I approach things, and it changed how I approach work as well, because I think before I used to do. Did you hear the noise?
I love it. I just saw your little smirk, like, oh God.
Yeah, there's chaos outside. I'm like, I'm not paying attention.
That's life.
Yeah. Um,
Your voice
where
got
was
really high
I?
pitched there for a moment. You were talking about how well you and Francis co-parent and co-navigate these things, which by the way, like right now is such a perfect example of that. Like again, I'm so grateful that you are here sharing your precious time with me to share your story. And he is kind of taking the reins to help navigate the tornado that's brewing outside.
Yeah, exactly. But I think what I was trying to say was like it changed my approach to how I work as well, because I think, when we
Yes.
met and when we worked together, um,
Mm-hmm.
I used to almost do like little tricks on myself to make sure I was keeping myself into accountability for the time I work, and making sure I
Yeah.
would do other things with my life as well, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
not just work. For
Mm-hmm.
example, the little trick of I'm saying the more hours you work, the less you earn. Like
Yes,
there were
and
kind of
you were
little.
the first person that told me that. Like, that time of overwork calculator. I'll link it up in this episode because like you are the woman who inspired this. Like game changer. I kid you not. I ran this with my numbers and I net am the same despite
Yeah.
moving to part-time because of
Oh
all the
gosh.
it's wild.
Yeah.
Cam,
Yeah.
my partner, is technically earning the same if we take that time into
Into
consideration.
consideration. Yeah, the overtime and stuff that you do. So
Hmm.
that was a little mind game I created for myself, and it's quite funny that like you kind of took that to life, which is which
Yeah.
is really cool. But
Never
yeah,
underestimate the ripple effect that you have on people.
yeah. When I heard that, I was like, oh my god, Vic, don't listen to me, because it was just a little mind game I created for myself. Anyway, so before I used to do those things to kind of control my time and make sure I was being effective with the time I had, and not just kind of
Hmm.
like going overboard. While now, and like I think especially when the kids were really little and they were going to daycare, really young, um, there was no negotiation with my time. I got
Hmm.
to a point that I was timing every single thing I did on a day at work,
Hmm.
because I was like, if I have 10 minutes now, this is going to be the most productive 10 minutes I've ever had.
Yes. Like you
And
are
I was,
having to make the most of every second.
yeah. So I was like, I have this piece of work that'll probably take me 20 minutes. I'm going to do 15.
Yeah. And this is like the example of I think it's Parkinson's law of like how time expands to fill the container available that you create for it. So, rather than previously where you had more time freedom, and you had to play these little mind games on yourself so it wouldn't get sucked up by work. Now you like there was no other way. So you're like, well,
Yeah,
this
there's
is
no
gonna
other
get
way.
done.
And I did start getting a bit too excited with that though, and then going a little bit too overboard. Like, okay, 2 minutes for the bathroom. And it's all in my head, right? Like I'm not saying this.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a little bit extreme.
So yeah, things started getting a bit crazy.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All in
And
my
go
head.
quick.
It's like the lady on the meme, like outside of like.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But anyway, that was as soon as I came back to work, I was like that. I was like, okay, it's game on, and I was like,
And you are like such a superwoman. Like I can just see you doing that. Like bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna smash all this stuff out.
yeah. So in the meantime, I changed jobs a couple of times as well, which like another one in the list of major life stresses.
Yeah.
Moving houses, changing jobs, building staff, which was around. So anyway, that I was kind of going through that with my return to work as well, because the other thing that happens once, and I think it happens to a lot of people, I'm not sure if it happens to everyone, I think majority of people, parents, it was really strong for me, and it still is. It's the mum guilt of, like I was always measuring, why am I doing this? Why am I back to work and my kids are being raised by daycare? That's in my head. It's not what happened in the real life, but that was
it's
always
in your head. Yeah.
was always going through my head, and was always like I was always like 24/7, like just kind of having those thoughts and measuring. And it's like if I have these hours at work, then they have to pay off. Like I want to do the best I can do, because I want to progress, because I'm doing this for my kids, and the kids that they care. If they are there, I have to, like it's just
yes,
kind of
like it comes back to your why is like your children and your family, right? And like because you mentioned a few times throughout our conversations, like around like paying the bills, etc., because like that's the world we live in right now, where unfortunately most times both parents need to work in order to sustain a lifestyle and be able to afford to have children, because children are expensive. But like sometimes I can really understand how you like might be like, why am I here? Like I want to be with my babies.
yeah. So it's the constant justification of what you're doing, because ultimately you're doing something for a goal, which might be wrong, might be right, but that was a choice I made at the time. So
yeah. And how do you navigate that guilt? Because it's real, right? Like emotions are real. And I know that again, feel free to share as much or as little as you feel comfortable sharing, but like what helps you when that inner chitter chatter, that voice tends to get louder than you would prefer it to be?
yeah, I think it's always just coming back to the final goal, right? Like this is the decision that I made, which I believe is the best for my family, for for the lifestyle that we want to live, and for what I want for their future, etc., etc. So I was doing that, but does that work 100%? No. But that was kind of where I kind of got back to, and then of course chatting to other parents and other parents that are going through the same thing, like chatting, exchanging the experience, and it's so important. Like I look at friends and other families that they look so amazing, and they are all happy, and they are doing such a great job, and then we start sharing a little bit more, and you see everyone is in the same boat. Like it's not easy for anyone. You can't just look superficially and compare yourself, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy. And I don't know, probably people look at us and think everything we have it all figured out. And
None of us have figured out. Like,
which is
yeah,
not.
no. And thank you so much for naming that, because we are all going through something. Like, if you feel like you cannot relate to someone, ask them what's going on in your life right now that you are being challenged by, and also what's good in your life right now. And guarantee you, parent or not, whoever, like, they are all going through it, right? And this is why I started this as well. Like, this is a big reason as to why I wanted to bring normal, everyday humans to share their real life stories, because you have the courage to be really open and share and kind of exchange this experience with other parents. There are probably many mothers out there right now who are still very much in their head and like, oh my God, I'm not even going to affirm any of that nonsense, because you know exactly what that voice is saying. And like hearing someone like you open up vulnerably and share your experience, like, oh, so like it's there's nothing wrong with me. So I'm not like a failure. So I am, like I am just having the same experience that everyone else is
Yeah.
having.
Yeah, it's the everyday kind of battle, right? And the other thing as well, physically, you do get physically
Mm,
tired, which doesn't help your
mm.
emotional well-being as well, I guess.
Yeah. Plus, add into that being a woman and dealing with the cyclical nature of femalehood, right?
Oh yeah, that definitely has a little hit every time it happens. Like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have time for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that was kind of our experience. And
Mm.
then there was the whole piece as well of not being able to see my family for ages.
Oof, yeah, that would have been rough.
Yeah, the kids met them when they were uh three and four, like two and a bit and four. So it was quite a
Mm,
long time. Like, I'm really close to my family, and to have
mm.
had been through such major life changes and not like being able to share with them was quite hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I can really empathize with you, having your family on the other side of the world. It was actually something I wanted to come back to, on like what that experience was like for you as well, because so much of what you've shared is like really emphasizing that it takes a village to raise a family. And that's where our origins are from. And especially as an expat, especially for someone who moves to a new country, like your village is a 12-hour, 24-hour flight away. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. Yeah, we have Francis's family here, which is amazing.
mm-hmm.
They're great, and it's a big extended family, because we have um when they were kids, their mom and dad split, so they have new families, which is
Mm-hmm.
like lovely, because it's like it's all one thing.
Double
It's
the fun.
just more people, yeah, which is great.
Yeah. The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. And of course, we have the friends that are like family as well. So, there's all of
Mm-hmm.
that. But definitely, it's really hard to be far from like my mom, my dad, my sister, my nephews, my nephew and niece,
Mm. Yeah.
um, and aunties, uncles, everyone, because it's a big family. Cousin.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we were quite like a Sunday lunch type family,
Mm-hmm.
like summer holidays together type like family. So it's tricky not to have that when you're going through those moments of change and learning and stuff, and like kind of raising our own family.
Yeah, it ties back to that kind of notion of identity and belonging. And, as a culture kid, I really understand where it's like, obviously, your family, your home, your life is here. And yet there's this other massive part of you that is in Brazil. And there's, a part of you that wants your children to have exposure to that culture, to the food, to the language, to the kind of the energy is just it's different.
Yeah,
It's a different
definitely. Yeah.
vibe. Mm.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we try to introduce bits and pieces, but of course it's quite different to being there and like kind of
Hmm.
living it. And yeah, as parents, we have the expectation that all the good things we've being through that our kids will have to go through as well. And of course, they're going to have completely different experiences. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's and I think the day-to-day life with the grandparents and the aunties and stuff. When we went a couple of years ago, was really awesome, and they had a great time. And my dad came here as well with my niece and his wife,
Mhm.
which was lovely. But yeah, it's kind of the day-to-day um, living together and getting to share
Yeah.
and experience things, and just going down the road to get hot chocolate together, which
Yeah.
it just means that when we go, it's kind of full on,
Very intense, right?
full
Because you're like
on.
trying to cram everything in, like make it's almost actually the same parallel as what you said about work earlier. It's like you're trying to cram as much value into the limited time that you have together, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
which is another quite interesting thing, because we do have other Brazilian families that have kind of similar experience, right? They had
Mm.
their children here and stuff, and at least one of our friends had their family come here and spend, I think they spent 3 months or a bit more here with the kids and having like such a great time. Um,
Mhm.
and that whole experience in itself is like a crazy emotional time for everyone
Mhm.
involved, and it's the arriving, and it's the trying to jam everything in
Mhm.
that short amount of time that you have, and then the kind of
Yeah.
like leaving again.
Yes.
That's a very like there's quite a big toll
Yeah.
emotionally, I think, on
Yeah.
everyone involved.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
yeah, and I struggled when I went through it, like visiting and having my dad visiting, and I could see in like, and I didn't really take much account into it, because I was like, oh, it's probably just me. But yeah, this friend of mine, it was the same thing, and it took a big toll, and it's like,
Mm.
you want to be grateful and you want to be happy that it happened, but it's yeah, it's a lot of things happening at the same time at once, and
Mm.
and you
Yeah.
have to deal with all of that, yeah, in a short amount of time. And yeah,
Mm. It's an
yeah,
emotional roller coaster is kind of
yeah,
the
yeah.
metaphor that comes to mind, like
Mm,
my heart literally is like aching with you as you share that experience, because even though there's no kind of children and bigger family involved, it's similarly to you, and I think so many people relate to this, like throughout COVID, they weren't able to see their family, whether it was because they live far away and couldn't get on a plane, or also the bubble situation, right? Like a
mm,
lot of families had to stay separate for whatever reasons. And, um, you know, especially as an expat, and you love New Zealand, right? Like that's why you're
mm.
here. It's kind of like I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. So like this is my happy place. And at the same time, like the heartache of I remember the last time my mom left, she came in February and we had like the most magical 2 weeks. Similar to you, it was just like such a big experience of like trying to integrate and gel together and do all the things. And then like I just remember bawling my
Mm.
eyes out on the way back from the airport, because it feels like a piece of you is leaving with that person. And you're like, and I don't know, it's really hard to explain it to people who aren't third culture kids or expats, like who, like as I feel like in New Zealand you have a lot of people who are like, yeah, grew up in Auckland, born and raised, and my family's from Auckland, like 3 generations back. And like in my old community, that was so rare because I'm
Yeah,
in quite an international community. So it's really hard to explain this like identity, almost like loneliness and longing for home that's never fully fulfilled.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry,
You've got kids coming in.
don't know.
They're probably
Yeah,
like, "Is mom still working?" It's okay.
yeah.
We'll wrap things
No,
very
it's
soon
not,
because I'm
no,
so
it's
conscious of your
fine.
time. Yeah.
No, it's fine. This is, I think we're just yeah, definitely it is. And then you haven't seen your family for a while, and then when you do see them, you're like 24 hours with them. You wake up with them, you go to sleep. course, there's like little,
Hmm.
you always get a bit annoyed with some bits
Oh
and
my God,
pieces.
yes. Like my mom eating yogurt out of a coffee mug. Who does that? Like, I drink my tea out of this.
Yeah, so there's all those
There's
little things.
balls in the drawer, woman.
Yeah. You're like, haven't seen you in ages, and now we're like 10 teams living in the same space.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's humans, huh? We are
Humans.
things.
We are humans. Yes. And look, you've shared so much around your experience, and you were really upfront with the fact that like you are still in the eye of the hurricane. And yet at the same time you mentioned that like you are doing things for yourself. You're doing the best you can to do things for yourself. So I would actually really love to hear, like, in the moment as you are in the eye of the hurricane, like what is it that you do for yourself to help inch yourself back to center and kind of settle the little the eye twitch that's kind of going on?
Um, I think for me, what really helps, and it's quite like an immediate result, is movement. So, um,
Mm.
and it doesn't mean that I'm some super sporty person, because I'm not at all. Um, but I try to have kind of a regular exercise routine. Is that what people call these days?
Hmm.
Training. Yeah, I
Movement,
try to.
movement, joyful, move your body. That's it. Like
Yeah,
cleaning the house is movement. That counts in
yeah,
my box. Playing with the kids is movement.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
try, when I can do something by myself, maybe go for a run, or
Mm.
go like for a gym or something like that somewhere. Yeah, some weeks I manage to do more than others. We're like just finishing 2 weeks of school holidays, which not much of that got accomplished. But you just go with the flow, and I'm just trying
Yeah.
to, because I think before, if I didn't get consistency, I would get very frustrated and just kind of stop. But now I'm
Hmm.
like, well, the real world at the moment is that I'm not gonna get consistency, so I'm just gonna do it when I can. And it's like the kids are 4 and 6, and there is already like a bit of a change on how much they need you and stuff like that. Like
Hmm.
when they were super little, it was a lot harder to get anything for myself done. Um,
Hmm.
which you can already, like, it's already quite different now. With just for the parents with young children out there, it does get slightly better progressively. There's other problems though, but
There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
there's different kind of problems, but
Yeah, it's a different
it's
shade of red.
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's it. So yeah, so things change and move. I guess it's just keeping, um, just keep trying to do it when you can and stuff like that, and
Yes.
not be too bogged down on what you want, like results or whatever. Just the result is just keep a healthy mind. Like
Yes,
the end goal, not the result. The end goal is
that's
keep a
it.
healthy mind.
Yeah, that's just like do it for the doing, not for something else, right? And I love that you said that, like, do it when you can. And you use the words that like, oh well, it's not consistent. I would argue that doing it when you can is consistent, because consistency, and I actually have an episode airing on this in 2 weeks time, but like you get to make the rules. It's your life. If your consistency looks like, hey, when I feel like I've got the spaciousness and a breather to give myself however much time I have, it could be 2 minutes, it could be 20. I'm going to do something for me. That's consistency. It might look different than the consistency you had before you had children, where it was every day. But it's just different, right? And you're adapting because you've gone through a massive transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Just go
Mhm.
with the flow of life.
Exactly. Go with the flow of life. And
Yeah.
if you had to give a word of advice to someone, you spoke about the younger children, which sounded like a really intense, tumultuous time for you. If there was something that you wish your younger self would have known, what would you tell her now that you know what you know?
I think it's still the same thing, like the same advice I would probably give myself now. It's like which is quite like a silly one, because when I see that, I'm always like, yeah, sure, sure. It's like it's like you just have to make sure you're enjoying your life and you're happy, because
Yeah.
you know, kind of like what everyone says about time flies, time does fly, kids grow up fast. The same thing that people know, but
Yeah, but say it in your words, because the way you
yeah,
say it might land really differently with
yeah.
someone. Yeah.
You just have to make sure you're being happy, and like you're enjoying your days, and
Mm,
life shouldn't be a drag. Um,
it's a,
yeah,
yeah.
like every day you should make sure you're happy in however way that looks like for
Mm,
you. Like for
mm-hmm,
me, I'm happy with when I'm with the kids, and like when we're just hanging out and doing stuff,
mm-hmm.
which I'm not saying like they we never have conflict. People never yell and stuff like that.
Things are
More
always
them
super
rather than me.
peaceful. They're
Yeah.
not trying to kill each other or anything.
Yeah, we
No.
do, just to be sure, just so you guys know, we do gentle parenting. We don't yell at them. Sometimes happens
No,
out of
no haters, please. We don't want to be
no,
pulled into like
we do.
Parenting Anonymous or something.
Yeah, no, we do gentle parenting. Of course, every now and then maybe a little bit of a louder voice might slip here and there, but
Discipline is
yeah,
needed
the
sometimes.
yelling normally comes from there, which I mean.
Thank you for clarifying. I love how you're like crossing your T's and dotting your
Yeah,
I's.
yeah. Oh God.
I mean,
Because
lesson learned.
when you say stuff about kids, man, it can get quite crazy. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I enjoy when I'm hanging out with those guys. So it's like how, and if I can see that I am in a bad space mentally, I'm not just having
Mm.
my full kind of like, I'm not fully enjoying myself with them or giving them the attention I
Yeah.
want to give them. So it's like, how do I make everything else in my life help me at those moments that I really value?
Yes. Thank
Mm.
you so much for saying that, because you just hit a golden nugget there, because you said if I'm in a good mental space, then I can enjoy my time with them. And this is what
Yeah,
it comes back to. So, like, even if it is 2 minutes or whatever it is that's possible, like, if you can come back home to yourself, it's like you spoke about the mum guilt, and there's so much about like dogma around like being selfish and doing things for yourself, da 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 da. But it's like, but you're actually not doing it for you. Like, yes, you are. And through that, you are a better parent, you are a better wife, you are a better friend. Like, thank you so much for naming that, because
yeah,
it does come back to that. It's like, find the joy, come back to that, and also remember your why.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Find it, because it's ultimately you just want to enjoy your life. No one's
exactly.
gonna be here forever.
No, and as you say, time flies fast.
Yeah.
Speaking of time flying fast, we are also, I can't believe, pretty much at the conclusion. And I have one last question for you that I've been asking every guest on this show so far, and I'm really intrigued what your answer is going to be. So, if there was one thing that resonated with the listeners from our episode, what would that be?
One thing.
Yeah, that they would take away, if there was just like one
That you
thing
take
that
away.
resonated with them, that
Mm,
like, yeah, resonates with them for long after the episode ends, what would that
mm,
be?
mm, mm. Well, I think it's a bit of a summary of what we were just talking about. Like,
Mm,
life will have its turns and changes, and things will get hard and get easier. Um, um, and I think you just, yeah, basically, bottom line is you just need to make sure you are enjoying your life, whatever way
mm,
that might be. Like, just making sure you're having making your life work for you. Like, and it's tricky, because when you are sometimes in a stage that things are not going well, and you might try different things, and if you're still not feeling great, it might feel like it's your own fault, like why you're not achieving
mm.
that happiness or being that comfortable with yourself. um so it's not easy, it's not like, it sounds like it's something easy to do,
Mm.
and but it's an everyday reflection and work. It's not an easy thing to achieve.
Yeah, it might
I
be
think,
simple, but it's not easy. Yeah.
No. And yeah, you see people going through stuff and they do try really hard to bring themselves out and be happy, and not always
Mm.
happens straight away, or you might need to keep trying different things, which is exhausting. But yeah, I think everyone ultimately just wants to be happy, right?
Yes. That's
Yeah.
it. We didn't come here to be miserable,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? If that is how we're feeling, um step into your power and take agency and do something about it. Because we all
Yeah.
have choice. We all have
Yeah.
choice. Even
Ask for help, talk
yeah,
about it,
yeah.
because yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
No.
And yeah, it might not get to that point straight away, but yeah,
Mm.
you can do it.
You can
whoever
do it. Yes.
whoever is listening to it, if
Oh
you're
my
in that
gosh.
moment.
And we never know, It's I am just so in deep awe and reverence for your journey and for your willingness and openness to share your story. It's I love this because like you never know where the conversation's going to go, and like the fact that this is what emerged, it's like so potent and powerful. And I know so many people, women, mothers, conscious humans will really resonate with what you've shared. And I'm just incredibly grateful for you and you sharing your precious time. And I'm just sending all my love to your little mini me's and to your husband. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom
No,
of my
thank
heart.
you.
Wow, what an episode. I feel so wholesome and complete after this conversation because I find that it's gone in such a beautiful direction that I know will touch many lives. And I don't know about you, I'm so touched by my story, by her experience, and also this like unique experience of motherhood during lockdown. I think there's a real specific group of people that will truly be able to see themselves in that journey. And one of my biggest takeaways from the episode was sort of what Maya wrapped up with, which was, no matter how busy it gets, no matter how wild the hurricane is, no matter what the chaos is, like just take care of yourself when you can in whatever way works for you. And reframing that notion of consistency. So like as I mentioned in one of my previous episodes that I'll link up in the show notes, episode 17, I think it is off the top of my head, it's you get to make the rules. So do it when you can. Make it simple, make it achievable, but like do it. The most important thing is that you do it. You do something for yourself because we're not here to be miserable. And if you are well, if your mental health, your physical health, you are feeling as good as you possibly can given your unique circumstances, that will ripple out into you showing up as an incredible parent, as an incredible friend, as an incredible wife, husband, partner, as an incredible colleague. That ripple then goes out and out further into the world. Like, if you even want to try this on for me, like next time you go out in public, whether it's a coffee shop or a grocery store or wherever, just smile at a stranger. I do this all the time. I love it. And you just see them smile. And it happens to me too. Like sometimes a stranger will just like smile at me. I'm like, oh, that just improved my day. Like that's literally what happens when you just start to take care of yourself. So that's a little like fun thing for you to play with. But my actual action step for you is to help you really tune into Mai's key takeaway of enjoying life, because I understand, and she even mentioned it as well, right? Sometimes, oh, I see it, I roll my eyes and go like, yeah, whatever. And I get it. And that's because it comes back to like, if your nervous system is dysregulated and you are overwhelmed and stressed and you don't feel safe and you're just kind of completely out of whack, it is really hard for your reticular activating system in your brain. Now I'll touch on that in another episode because I don't want to nerd out for you too much, but it is really hard for your reticular activating system to perceive things that aren't immediately related to your survival right here, right now, which is generally like dealing with whatever the immediate perceived threat, aka stress, aka life is. And so to help you start to retrain your brain, and I know you've probably heard this 1,000 times, but I'm telling you it works. There's been studies done that show this works. It's gratitude practice. Like, this doesn't have to be intense. You don't have to be journaling for hours or whatever, but I kid you not, if you start a practice, a regular practice of just bringing your awareness to in your day, no matter how chaotic, no matter how intense, one thing or two or three or however many feels good, right? But like one thing that you are grateful for that is good in your life right now, you're going to literally start to rewire your brain. And there have been studies that have been done on this that show that people who focus on what is good in their life start to see more good in their life. And it works the other way as well. So if you're constantly like grumbling and walking around with a dark cloud above your head, you're going to keep seeing more crappy stuff in life. So like, you're not here to be miserable. You deserve to be happy and enjoy your life. And if that feels like a really distant, unapproachable future right now, then just start small by being like, okay, well, like amidst everything today, what's one thing that was good? And it could be as simple as, if you have 10 fingers, I'm grateful I have 10 fingers so I can do my job, which pays for my house. I'm grateful I've got a roof over my head. I'm grateful I can have a warm shower. Like, it can be really, really basic, or it could be really complex, but just start small. It is something I do every single day. I write it down because that works for me. You don't have to write it down. You could just bring it to your mind awareness if it helps to have a little reminder. Actually, the way I started was I always had a reminder at 9 p.m. to practice gratitude. That was literally it. And I was like, and that just kind of trained my brain, and now it's automatic. So yeah, there's a couple little ideas for you to thread as a key takeaway. Without further ado, thank you so much for being here, for listening to this incredible story. I am so grateful for you. And I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. And I will see you next week, which I may feel inspired to nerd out a little bit on our reticular activating system and give you a little bit more insight into our nervous system and how you can rewire your brain so that you can see more good in your life, you can feel better, you can be more resilient to the stressors that come towards you, and enjoy the present moment. So I'll see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Lots of love. Bye for now. If you're enjoying this episode and want to stay connected beyond the podcast, I would love to invite you to join my newsletter. It is a soft little pause in your inbox, an email that you actually want to read, sharing reflections, wellness wisdom, and seasonal insights to really help you slow down and come back to yourself. You'll also be the first one to hear about new offerings, events, upcoming episodes of Resonance, and so much more. The links are right below this in the show notes. You can sign up through my website, liveandhealth.co, or by heading to any of my socials at liveandhealth. Links are in my bio. It is free, it is gentle, and always created with care. The views and opinions expressed by guests on Resonance are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of me, Viktoria Levenberg, Live in Health, or anyone working within the Live in Health brand. This space welcomes a diversity of ideas, experiences, and stories, and part of Resonance is learning to take what aligns and gently leaving the rest. Also, while I am a national board certified health and wellness coach and deeply passionate about well-being, this podcast is intended for educational and inspirational purposes only. Resonance does not substitute personalized medical, psychological, or therapeutic advice. Always seek guidance from qualified professionals for any physical, emotional, or mental health concerns.